Hi, I'm Fran, and my intention in this video is to speak to you from my heart around this question. Why are spaces important for people of colour and mixed heritage, dual heritage to come together? Spaces where black and brown people can come together in belonging and experience that safety together. Why is that important? The challenge that I'm hearing from some white folks around this is that these questions, such as, well, isn't it a backward step taking us back to segregation? Don't we want to be moving forward to a world where we're all in it together? Absolutely. I completely agree with you. This picture behind, I wanted to have this as my backdrop for this video because this beautiful Technicolor world, a kind of bright future, is what I want from my heart, and I'm sure it's what you want from your heart too. And we are just at the stage of the journey where something is needed, and it's needed to come together in those groups right now. I'm not saying it's the end of the story. It's not, as far as I can feel it and I can sense it, but it is a very valuable and needed part of the journey right now. I want to describe to you an experience I had as a mixed heritage woman when I first came into a group almost 2 years ago after the killing of George Floyd rocked my world, rocked so many of our worlds, and sent this collective wave of potential awakening through our collective of humanity. It's something that I've been working with very deeply personally ever since. And I started a group called the Phenomenal Sisterhood. I invited other mixed heritage and dual heritage women to join me working through Layla Saad's inquiry book, Me and White Supremacy. So we wanted to inquire into our white side of our conditioning, and also what came up naturally for us was to inquire into the brown side, the black side, largely which has been dormant or not as valued, not as seen by us because of the culture that we're living in. So when I first came together with these women, we sat wordlessly for a couple of minutes at least, which felt like an age, just in the visceral, bodily feeling of resonance and belonging. It was like we looked around and we could see, you feel like me, you look like me, I feel like you understand some of my life experience. Because being a mixed heritage woman, I have felt often like the brown side of me, the exuberant, big, joyful side, the force of my energy that I can see is in me and other mixed heritage women, and perhaps other people of colour too, that flamboyant exuberance that we love so much in the music, in the dance of people of the African diaspora and other cultures too. I've often felt that in my life and my experience to not be as welcome in some settings. So being in this group with women of mixed heritage, I really got to marinate and to explore my own uniqueness through really claiming that part of me, and that is ongoing. So that again has continued in other settings. When in a retreat that we ran for mixed heritage women, we also felt the same thing, this visceral, palpable sense of, I didn't know I needed this, but I do. And I've just started some singing groups for people of colour and people of mixed heritage. Very beautiful experience. And I've had a few people ask the same question, why is this exclusionary? And it's really not. I'm not seeking to exclude, and coming together as people of colour and mixed heritage isn't in any way seeking to exclude. It's seeking to include all parts of ourselves. And that is needed in a mainstream culture where, as I've spoken about, qualities of blackness and brownness in ourselves haven't been valued and appreciated and seen. And actively, in some cases, and more painfully, I hear this from black people, and I have some black women friends who've articulated this to me so clearly, the pain that has been involved in being a black woman in today's mainstream world and culture is so much. And so for those women and people, men included, to come together and have a safe space to be able to share about the impacts of them on racism, on their hearts, on their bodies, and how they live their lives, is hugely valuable. And it feels really needed. And it's this stage of the journey. There's so much more, I'm sure, that could be said on that, but I don't want this to be hugely long. This is from my heart. This is heart work. That's what I feel really strongly. This is not something that we can argue with our minds. And if it is something that you feel, okay, I've got that argument, I really urge you just to sit with it and just feel what's coming into your body, into your awareness that's making you feel uncomfortable. Perhaps for white folks, the experience of something not being for you is challenging because you maybe haven't felt that so much before. But for black and brown people, that's a common thing that I hear. Not feeling welcome in spaces, not feeling belonging in spaces. So it could be that this trigger is coming up for you simply because you haven't ever had this experience before. And that's why I really urge you to do some work in this area if you're interested. Me and White Supremacy by Layla Saad is an excellent place to start to really delve into your own conditioning and to understand through this wonderful bit of work by Layla Saad what it's like to walk for a little while in a black or brown person's shoes, to understand their experience, what their experience might be. So you can understand more, perhaps, by doing some of this anti-racist work yourself, where people are coming from when they're offering spaces for black and brown people only. So here's to a bright future, which we are hoping is down the road, and it's dependent on all of us doing this work now. But we can't just jump there. That's not going to happen. We've tried that. Colour blindness. We're all the same. Let's all just get on. That negates the pain of the legacy of racism, colonisation, and the enslavement of millions of Africans and Indians and Native people. So that's what I want to say to you today. Thank you for listening. If this touches you, if this moves you in any way, please share with me and please share this video. Thank you.